Park Zoo, and with Miranda Thompson. She's going to share with us a very interesting animal today. The poison dart frog is what we're learning about today, Miranda. Tell me a little bit about that.
So poison dart frogs, they are poisonous in the wild, but then not poisonous in captivity.
Yes, very interesting. Why is that?
So in the wild, they would feed off of a particular type of ant that does have poison. They eat that, and then they actually have an organ in their body that amplifies that poison to make them 10 to 20 times more poisonous than what that ant alone would be.
Oh, wow.
So that's an awesome defense mechanism for them. They're so brightly colored because they don't even care about camouflage. They'll just say, hey, I'm right here.
I dare you to come touch me.
Yep. And so then in captivity, they are just eating crickets, fruit flies. So along with that, they lose that poison eventually. So even wild caught specimens that come in poisonous, they'll actually lose that poison over time. Chubby here, he was born in captivity, never been poisonous in his life.
Okay, so do you know about how long that would take then if you were to get one that was from the wild? I'm assuming you'd have to quarantine them or something to make sure that those toxins get out. Do you know about how long that would take?
I want to say it's like a month or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, so they'd have to be alone on their own for a month. And speaking of alone, he's the only poison dart frog that you guys have here, but he does get his own special space that was just created for him. And you did a lot of the work on this. So tell me about, behind us here is where Chubby is going to be living.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about this and all the thought that had to go into it.
So it's a bioactive enclosure, which is essentially creating its own little South American ecosystem within a tank. And so what we've got here is I've created a drainage layer here, and then I've got that separated off. I mixed a couple different type of substrates to try to mimic a South American rainforest the best that you can. I even spoke with some other frog keepers online as to what plants work best, what do they seem to like best, what works, what's easy to grow. I don't have a green thumb at all. I am not great with plants, but so far so good on these. And then we've got our moss and some leaf litter. And then there's even some tiny little bugs. We've got isopods and springtails that live in the soil, and they break down any mold, any fecal matter. The leaves that are in the tank right now, they'll actually feed off of those leaves, and that just keeps the soil fresh, that provides nutrients to the plants.
Wow, so this is going to be, like you said, its own ecosystem. Everything that's alive in there is serving a purpose and helping keep it alive.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Is this something that if people have a reptile, probably don't have a poison dart frog, but something like that, is that something that people with enough research could make at home?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. There's lots of people online who have different setups for different types of reptiles and amphibians in their house, and they have some of the most beautiful setups I've ever seen.
Really?
But yeah, it's really cool.
Very interesting. So is this size? Obviously Chubby here is quite small. Is this about the size that you'd want to, or I guess he's going to be living here alone, so it's probably going to feel like a mansion to him.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to be this size for one dart frog, but also the more room the better. Why not?
Why not? If you got the space, why not? Very interesting. So tell me about some of the other animals that are here, Miranda. Certainly come in to see all of the wonderful ones that we've talked about so far, but what are some of the other ones that people should stop in and see while they're here?
So over on the north side of the zoo, we've got our bison, we've got our camels. Those are really exciting, lots of fun. And then we've got our petting zoo for the kids. So that would be our goats, our sheep.
Very cool. Very cool. So while people are here, if I know a lot of kids, my nephew included, love animals. Are birthday parties something that they can have out here so the kids can have just a whole day at the zoo?
Yeah, so you can actually book a birthday party here, and you can rent out one of our auditoriums. You can even book a critter up close where I bring one of our awesome outreach animals.
Wow, okay.
And I'll do a small little presentation there at the birthday party.
Wow, very interesting. So, and then I assume there's only certain animals that can handle that type of interaction, whether it's the loud, the bright light, the, the being handled. There's only certain animals that can do that.
Yep, and sometimes it's just kind of a judge of the crowd. Like Goliath earlier, I wouldn't want to bring him to a really loud, rambunctious, big party full of kids, but if it's a smaller group and they're all being calm, he can come.
Very interesting. Great. So we've discovered a lot of different types of animals here at the Roosevelt Park Zoo, and we certainly appreciate your hospitality in showing us all of these animals. Can you share with us again how we find the Roosevelt Park Zoo right here in Minot?
So 1219 East Burdick Expressway. As you're coming down along East Burdick, on the left-hand side of the road, there's our parking lot. You just turn right in, and that'll take you to our visitor center. And you can come in. You can see Chubby. You can see Spock, Chili, Pepper, all of them.
All the favorites here, plus all the many, many animals that are here at the Roosevelt Park Zoo. So much fun. You guys have been great hosts for us. We really appreciate you having us. But we're going to let Chubbs maybe get more acquainted with his new space here and enjoy his new mansion. Well, we're going to send it back to the studio where they're going to tell you more about what's coming up. But we're going to say goodbye for now from the Roosevelt Park Zoo.